There we go. Drawing from the right side of the brain has a variety of activities in it. Losing my controls. But the emphasis on drawing upside down forces you to use leave your left brain, because if I'm looking at this direction, of course this is finished, here's a hut, and here's a roof, and here's bamboo, and here's her kimono, and her face, and her hair, and her eye. See, I can identify things. When I turn things upside down, your brain makes a decision when you have a task at hand. It's going to either accept the decision to stay in the left brain, if that's your tendency, or it's going to go, oh heck, I don't want to do that, and it's going to shift to your right brain because it frustrates your left brain when it can't identify stuff. And so if you feel like you're labeling things and calling a nose or a branch or whatever it is that you're drawing, by turning everything upside down, drawing your image. Okay, now I found my notebook. Your image needs to be also laid upside down. So, let me dig mine out. Okay, I've already pulled it out somewhere.
You want mine?
No, you need it. Well, I might have to steal it for a minute, and I'll come back. I had it just a second ago. I had a whole page of them. Okay, let me just borrow it for a second. No telling. I can be sitting still and lose something. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to begin. And whatever size your sketchbook is the size I want you to draw it to.
Oh, wow.
This is where we're enlarging, but and you can use pencil, is certainly fine, and you can look at it. Yay! All right, so if you'll just watch me, I'm going to tell you how I'm thinking through this. So just sit back and watch, and I'm going to do it with a pen. Okay? So when I do it with a pen, that forces me to pay attention. That forces me to slow down, and maybe I'll be a little more accurate. But again, this is a practice of left-right brain shift. All right, so I'm looking at this and I'm going, oh my goodness, where in the world do I start? Well, first of all, I'm right-handed. So I don't want to start on the left side and go that direction because I'm going to be in my way. So if I'm right-handed, I'm going to start on this side and work across this way. If you're left-handed, you would start here and work across this way because you don't want to draw where your hand's going to be in the way. So, yay, I'm looking at this going, I see a straight line. Fantastic. I see a straight line that starts close to the bottom of at the bottom of the page, comes up about halfway. So, I'm going to start close to the bottom of the page. I might leave a little gap down there, and it comes up about halfway. So, I'm going to draw a straight line. So, I have transferred this line to here. Okay? Now I stopped because I ran into something. So now I come back over here and go, okay, there's a line parallel to that. So I can come up a little bit, and I'm going to draw the line. It's parallel. And, stop, I ran into something. Okay, what I run into? Look at this shape. What shape is this? Oval or an ellipse, depending on how you are. So you're going to go, okay, well, it doesn't start right there. It comes in a little bit. So I'm going to draw this oval, ellipse, oh, and I ran into something, so I'm stopping. Okay? Now I notice, oh, there's a double line there. So I'm going to go ahead and, it's a little thick for this pen to do that, but I'll just throw that in. And then there's a curved line that connects from here to here. And if you want to show how thick it is, you might note your finger. And I'm just going to come up and down. Then I see that there's a curve, a slightly angled curved line right there. I do want to note, see how my hand moves? You know, you were made to where you have this natural curve. If you're right-handed, you have a natural curve this direction. If you're left-handed, you have a natural curve this way. So if I'm going to draw something that's curved that way, move your hand to where it helps you with that curve. When you try to draw against that curve, it's real awkward.
Like some circles we were drawing?
Yeah. Try and go in a different direction. Okay, so I've got that started. So right now I'm going to come back up here, and I'm going to see that this line here continue. Now that I have this line continues up. So I'm going to look, think line. If I'm going to continue that straight, I'm going to go to here. I'm going to continue this line. I'm going to go to here, and I stop. And then this comes out, curves around, comes back. I stop because I ran into something. And I go straight down, over, back up, and then I continue this line. And I can put a dotted line across here that goes out to there. You can be more exact than this if you want to, but yeah, I'm getting the idea. And dotted line across here, another dotted line.
You're below.
Oh, thanks. Okay, then I have straight lines. Little curve here, little curve here, little oval here, and okay. All right, now you think, okay, yeah, that's the easy part. All right, so now I have all this other to do, but notice I've looked for straight lines, angled lines, curved lines. I'm not naming it anything. I'm looking at how far things go, what direction. So now the next point of reference is this right here, this curve right here, because everything else is built from that. So I'm going to go, I'm looking at this curve. Halfway is here, so not quite a fourth. Here's halfway, not quite a fourth. I'm going to start right here. I'm going to come out, bend in, come out, bend in, and I'm following this line up here, and there's a double line. I can put little dots here to indicate this, and then I can come back with the straight lines here. There's a curve here, and then that's filled in. There's an angle. There's a curve. There's a little angle, and a dot, angle, and I look back here, this curves around this way, and there's a lot of lines that curve that way. There's these two lines that come out here, here. This curves around. There's a line here. There's curving under here. And then I can connect what's then behind this. There's also, I'm looking at this line here. Remember when we did the cup and you saw the coffee on the other side? It followed the line of the outside, so I see that line here. Ooh, hand's shaking a little bit. And then I can come in, I'm looking at the direction of those lines. You want to make sure they're going the right direction. The ones that are in here are more straight up and down. As you get further out, that angle a little bit more. Okay. Then I'm looking here and saying, okay, I have this line here, and then there's this curve that meets it and comes down, comes back to here. Then there's a straight line down from there. This is kind of like the scroll that we did last week. Then I'm going to look here. I'm going to either come back down here and do the bottom part first, or I'm going to try this here. I'm going to follow it down a little bit more than halfway. Then this curve comes here and comes down. The back goes here and runs into something. Okay? I could continue. Let me continue on. Y'all want to try?
I'd like to see one leaf.
Okay.
Is the
Okay.
next thing going to be the bamboo line?
It can be. Now, if you let me start with this part that ran into it. So
Okay.
I'm looking at this curve. It just curves around, does like this. I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to do it really quick.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
I'm trying to show you what I'm looking at. Oops, I got off. It's okay. And I'll demonstrate too this bamboo. It really is less intimidating than it looks. Okay. But what I want to show you about the bamboo, this is, I mean, and again, I'm calling it bamboo, but you know, but as you work, if you know to really work upside down, they suggest you don't look at it right side up until you're through. But sometimes you need to go, I'm on the right track. So you turn it around and you go, well, dadgum, that's not bad. Okay? I've done this many times. I've probably drawn this 100 times because I've taught this. I even taught this to elementary students. But sometimes she looks old. Sometimes she looks young. Sometimes she looks fat. Sometimes she's skinny. But you still get the feel of what it is. There's certain lines in here that if you really look at them, they don't make sense, because you don't see where the bamboo continues behind here and you're not sure how the kimono connects. Just draw what you see and don't worry about it. But the bamboo, here, just use this one. It's like two sticks, a wiggle, two sticks, a wiggle. You know, I mean, the wiggle is where the gap is. The gap is where the leaves are. And then the leaves come out from there. Does that make sense? Okay, so again, analyzing, finding lines that, I can draw a straight line. I can draw an angle line. That leaf is, all that leaf is a curve on one side, a curve on the other, and maybe a line in the middle. So, that one, those actually go all the way to the tip. Okay? All right, so let's get started. Dadgummit. Should put something on. Oh, don't do this. This is what some of my kids did. They would draw it upside down, and then okay. Now I'm going to draw it some more, and then they do this. They go, oh my goodness, no, no. You're making it so hard on yourself, because they were trying to leave this right side up and draw upside down. So don't do that. That's just making it hard on yourself. All right, so again, always look for relationships as to where to begin. Remember how I started with a straight line? It was close to the corner. It went about halfway. And be easy on yourself. Do not give yourself grief over this. This is trying to draw what you see, not what you know. I gave an example last week, just a slight detour for a second, of someone drawing the circle of the top of their glass. It's straight, and the bottom of the glass is flat because it sits flat on a table. Well, that's not what they see, that's what they know. So, you see that your glass is curved, and it's straight, curved. Anyway, does that make sense? All right, back to upside down. I take jumps in my shifts sometimes. My thinking. Mm-hmm.
So,
As soon as
so we go till 1?
12:30.
12:30, okay. I'm gonna have to scoot.